So we just got to keep them tanks full, keep that semen alive. Are you going to share those lifesavers now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Otherwise, Mama gets mad. So, what are you looking for in a bull?
Well, A2. We were talking about switching up. I think you were talking about we could go for more of a milk bull at this point.
Yeah, I don't see how you can go wrong doing that. So you're looking for what kind of price range you want to hang in?
Not really an issue if it's the right bull.
If it's the right bull.
Cheaper than what you'll offer it to me.
You are so suspicious. Here's a very expensive bull.
Oh, of course. Did I notice how that's the first one you offer?
He's so hot, I couldn't even get him in my book.
Oh, sure. Doesn't even have a picture.
Well, no, he's that hot, burnt the picture off.
I don't know.
It burnt the picture off. Anyway, he's a type bull.
Okay.
But he is A2, I believe. He's so young, I don't. There he is, A2. Okay, so he's really got a good type score, over 2 on type. In this market, that's pretty good. He has 2,900 TPI. He is, I promise, he's a $65 bull. I'm not even making that
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm making up a little bit of it. He's 60.
Oh, of course.
He's not the kind of bull I typically stock, just because of the price.
More. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because of the price. Okay, so.
So what makes him worth so much more?
These new hot genomic bulls, they really get them priced because they're so young. When they take semen from them, there's not much to go around.
Oh,
and
okay.
the guys who play the genomic game really have to have the latest and the greatest all the time.
Oh, okay.
In order to win at it.
Yep.
And that's why.
Okay.
That's why. And in a year, that price he'll be priced with the rest of them.
Okay.
But in the interim, supply and demand rules, and there's more demand than supply for those kind of bulls, and so they get more money for them.
Okay.
And they should. That's how business works.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Even like, what the heck was that bull I had? I got him when it was still, I can't even think of his name. Mike? When he came?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was Fairway. He was the big hot one because he was that big cheese mare at Holstein. And yeah, pretty soon you couldn't find him anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not a different bull. It's just the other bulls got better in the interim. And that's just exactly how it works. Then once, I forgot the interval, but every once in a while, they'll just correct everything.
Okay.
The USDA corrects them, and that's a good thing too. That makes sure that some of these proofs aren't inflated, or unrealistic is a better way of saying that. And so you'll be able to get a more realistic view of what that bull will do.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense, and they do a good job with that.
Yep.
Okay, so with all that said, what was your experience with the So Hot bull? I know you used him before.
We have quite a few settled with him.
Okay, so
we haven't gotten a calf yet, but we
I think
will.
we should never mind because I'm all out of So Hot, so just never mind.
Supply and demand. What was that?
Well, no, that's because your semen guy's old and forgot to order him back in. I better look here before I say, Jurgen. Jurgen may not be so bad for you. You got 1,500 pounds of milk, right? Plus on components, he's really quite good. He's nearly a point on type. All the lines are on the correct side, which means he doesn't do anything tremendously wonderful for you on type. But this bull doesn't hurt you either.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't have that gotcha spot. Okay, so you're pretty good here. On the health traits, he's a little bit minus on DPR, but his productive life is 6.2. This is really quite good numbers here. Other than the DPR and 0.8 minus 0.8 isn't really a deal breaker.
Okay.
If you were having a lot of troubles getting cattle bred and that kind of thing, I would maybe steer a little bit away from a minus DPR bull.
Okay.
But minus 0.8 isn't such a big deal with the kind of conception rate and calving interval that you have.
Yep.
But your interval is great and your conception rate is great. And it kind of hurts my pocketbook because you don't buy enough semen. But
I wish plenty. I'm being told I'm a hoarder as it is.
You kind of are with them colored breeds. Look at that. You don't have that many cows. You should have a lot of Airnet heifers. He's stuck just about everything.
Yeah, I do have quite a few. I think a lot of these ones coming up are Airnet.
He was a super sticking bull before we were keeping as good of track of conception rates and conception information, I should say. That's really improved with these large herds because we get so much information back off of dairy comp.
Oh, it makes
that
sense.
It's really difficult to miss on what's going on. It's really quite good. Okay, so the last bull, his name was Jurgen.
Jurgen.
And he's a $24 bull.
Okay. What's this one? He's pretty.
Yeah.
Not that it matters what he looks
Fabian
like.
might be a little bit better bull for you.
Okay.
He might come in 20s, I'm not sure. We'll have to look to be sure. I didn't enter that information here. Okay, but now he's 2,700 TPI.
Okay.
That's just a little bit smaller than this guy, but that's 100 points isn't enough to be a deal breaker.
Okay.
Okay. And he's 1,900 pounds of milk, almost a ton of milk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What was
Now,
Jurgen?
Jurgen was 1,500, I believe.
Okay.
So many bulls now, I can't. Yeah, 1,500 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. And so this guy is, of course, he's plus on cheese fat pounds and all that, but his percentages are minus just a tad, 0.03 minus on protein and 0.01 minus on butterfat.
Okay.
So with a ton of milk, that's going to happen, though.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, very, very rarely would you find a bull with 2,000 plus on milk that's plus on percentages. But there's still a lot of butter, fat, and protein in there. Okay, so it probably wouldn't hurt your tank in the slightest.
Okay.
In the slightest. Okay, and he is also A2A2. Okay. He's a complete outcross for you.
What does that mean?
You don't have any genetic negative inbreeding impact from this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know you don't have any radical or frazzled.
Nope.
You might have some Rubicon, but I seriously doubt it.
You would be pretty far back, I would assume.
Yeah, and that's a real old pedigree, that Rubicon. So I mean, that would be true.
Okay.
That would be true. Okay, his type, pretty much the same song I sang about this last bull.
Okay.
Right down the middle on everything. Pretty good. DPR, tiny bit minus there again, 0.4. Productive life is 5.3. That's 1 whole point less than the Jurgen's bull.
Okay.
Roughly, the way to roughly think about that is that would be the average longevity of that animal is plus 5 months over herd mates.
Okay.
That is kind of an easy way to think about that. And so that would be a month less than the herd mates of the Jurgen.
The Jurgen, okay.
Okay. With an extra 500 pounds of milk per lactation, yeah, it might not be such a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Spring, A2A2. Do I have spring left? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Spring was probably the hottest bull at the Alta Genetics Company 4 years ago, something like that. I mean, they were just crazy to get this bull.
And he's still around?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, and as time goes on, the new bulls get better, and there he is. He didn't change.
Oh, okay.
The other bulls just got better. That's why this is 2,500, 2,540. Okay, and that's exactly how genetics work.
Okay.
It's exactly how it works. So he's 99% reliable. He's not a genomic bull. He is a proven bull.
Proven bull.
And a lot of people like that. 650 pounds of milk.
Ooh.
But you can take it to the bank.
Where the other ones could end up in a year or two, they could drop.
The other ones are 70 plus percent, 75% roughly reliability.
Okay.
Okay, so you can believe 75% of it. This you can believe is 99% reliable.
Okay.
Obviously you can get a dud, but it's not likely.
Okay.
And actually it's not likely off of genomic bulls either, because the science is so good on genomics that it's hard to miss. I mean it really is. We've seen duds, don't get me wrong, but they're much fewer than they used to be. When I was your age breeding cows, we used to have 20%, 25% reliable bulls. We thought we hit it out of the park on them. You know, we had 12 animals on proof. This was a big deal. This is as good as it gets. Well, we start out at 75% now because of the genomic testing, the DNA testing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, it really is helpful for your bulk tank. It takes all the risk out. Well, that meant in those days that 75% of the time we were just completely full of it.
What? So nothing's changed there either.
See, you're terrible to me. I don't know why I put up with coming over here.
That second one that you showed me, what was it? Fabian?
Jurgen was the first one, and Fabian. Fabian is he's the one that had a ton of milk. Okay, he was minus 0.04 on 0.3 on protein, 0.01 on butterfat. So that's just barely minus. Oh, he was minus 0.4 on DPR. That's what I thought might be a problematic. But other than your Guernsey, you're getting awfully good.
Yeah, my, what is it? Services per conception is 1.3.
You need a lot of Fabian and just pour it full on that heifer out there. You can afford it. Oh, and that's another thing now on that Guernsey heifer. If she does come in heat, use your Guernsey semen, but also use something else, a different breed.
Okay.
Because you want compete breeding to start happening there.
Yeah. So what should I use? Like, should I use the Angus on her or should I use a dairy one?
Well, I don't know what your preference is there.
Well, I mean, just for me to get her bred. So I mean, if she,
I would probably put the Angus in or that. But what happens is that the semen will compete to get there. That's why we call it compete breeding, obviously. But boys will be boys. They're going to try and beat each other up to
well, that Angus is going to kick that poor Guernsey's butt.
Quite probably.
So should I use
it usually wins, but the compete breeding will help you. If I remember right, it's like 10% better you'd get on compete breeding versus single dose, you know. But I would sure do that in a case like that for sure. Okay. Fact is, anything you're getting out 4 or 5 services, I would probably try that if you really want to keep that animal.
Oh, okay.
So is that the guy you want?
Yes, that's the guy I want.
Okay, let me take a look and see what I got him in.
Okay.
I believe I got him in 10s, but I'm going to look to make sure. You only wanted 10, right?
Yeah, just 10.
We'll break him down if we have to anyhow. Just a minute, I gotta get this over here. Get this away. Fabian, where are you?
What are you doing? You go on. Go play with your brother and sister.
I've got him conventional, but they're in 20, so it'll take me a minute to break them down.
Okay. I got all the time in the world. I ain't got nothing to do but harass you.
Well, I'm a busy man. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write his number on the top here.
Okay.
Is that all you wanted then?
That is all I need.
I can get you more Angus. I can get you more Guernsey.
Well, I got
I think you got like enough Guernseys there to last forever. But I'm afraid the semen might get lonely in there if we don't add in somebody new.
I've got like 2 different guys in
know.
there.
I was in the front one, right?
Yep.
Now watch your footsies. I'm going to refill this and get ready for somebody for my next customer who probably won't abuse me so badly. You got plenty of supplies?
Yeah, I'm good on them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll have you take a look at this. It's our dairy comp then.
Okay.
She kind of went over it with us, but I like kind of going over it with you too, just to kind of get a well-rounded look at the...
What is your question?
Just to kind of what you're thinking on how everything is looking.
Okay, so the first thing I go to is calving interval and services per conception, and it just flat doesn't get any better than this.
Okay.
You're at 1.3 on services per conception and a 12-month interval. I mean, how can you beat that? I wouldn't change anything, okay? but if you were 13.5, I would be saying the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I wouldn't try to increase my interval. However, you may have a cow that's milking double what the others are. You may want to wait on your 60-day wait to a 70 or an 80-day wait on that particular cow.
Okay.
Here's why, though. It isn't such a big deal when you think on this. But if she's milking that 120 pounds a day, why don't we get an extra 30 days of that out of her?
It'd be nice to get a cow that milks 120 pounds a day.
Yeah, well, you will. You will. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And you will. You will. And you're on the precipice of turning a corner that you don't know yet, because that corner is right in front of you. It's just, you got to get out of the jalopy and step on the gas of that Ferrari, and here you go,
So you mean like the Guernsey?
I didn't say that.
It's implied.
and I know you're considering expanding because you have to. Okay, so and some of those expansion things you're going to want to be thinking about. How does this impact production? Not all just my body, and your body's important. you know, you're going to have to do things to make your life easier. Because I know you don't believe it now, but one day you're going to get older, and your body will need things easier.
Yeah,
really.
we've been talking a lot. We've been trying to figure out like ways to do a form of like a parlor in the barn we have, but then we're like, well, we need a freestall. We're like, how do we work that in there? And we're talking about a lot of different things, trying to figure out what to do.
And the beauty of it is you don't have to do anything this minute. Okay, you've got time to figure that out, and then you just got to figure out what's going to work the best for you with what you have to work with. Okay, so I don't see anything here that requires any further thought here.
Less lactations.
This
are a
is
little...
telling me that your nutritionist is knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. She comes out once a month and she looks at this.
Where's she from?
Pierce.
Pierce? Yeah, they're right off the top. You can tell that's. Okay, so let's look at your production index from.
Yeah, because it goes oldest to...
You went from 45 pounds to 59 pound average.
Yeah.
That's a 1 year trial period and you're up 30%. Do the math on that.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's not going to stop if you keep these good practices in place.
Yeah, well, she is so excited to come and see these heifers that she's been working with, what they do then when they freshen.
You bet. You keep them on a good feed program. Don't cheat on those heifers. Did I ever tell you about artificial colostrum?
Yeah.
That's a product that you may want to think about. Then the other thing is there's a thing called a refractometer.
Yep. Yeah, our nutritionist was talking about that. She said that would be something good for us to have. You bet.
I got one in the van, actually. I don't sell them, though. I give them away with the colostrum myself.
We've been hemming and hawing about it. We've been talking about it.
The good products are grotesquely expensive. Grotesquely. I mean, it's like $26 a feeding. Oh. But now on the total, because I bring it in tubs because it's more affordable.
How many feedings is in a tub?
I think it's 26.
Oh, that's quite a few then.
Yeah, I think it's 26.
Well, that would almost get us... Shoot.
Remember to never ever trust an old man's memory, but I'll be close enough to where you won't shoot me. but yeah, in this refractometer, how they... Let me see if I've got a app here. Did I show you the app ever?
I don't remember.
So here's an app, and how we use that is up here on that app. We like to think about 4 liters going into that calf every day. Okay, and on the bottom line, we have our goal IgGs measured in bricks. Don't ask me the calculation because. Boom, gone. Okay, but I do know what you want is 25 or better. Okay. Most guys are putting in 30.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and a very normal, and this is the bricks of fresh colostrum, the colostrum your cow has. Okay, a very normal one to find is 21. Okay, now you use calculate, and so to that good cow, to her colostrum, you'd want to add 540 grams of artificial colostrum.
Okay, so what if you have one that's really bad, do you just not use any of the cow colostrum?
Yep.
Okay.
If it's under, I think it's 16, it is garbage, and I would probably even raise that number up to like 20.
Okay.
Just pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this this particular colostrum product is it mixes in a heartbeat. I mean, it's real easy mixing, and it's got a 3-year shelf life.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's your refractometer.
And it doesn't take batteries or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what you'll do now is you'll lift up this little cover and you put a little bit of distilled water on there and just make sure that that's free of contaminants.
Okay.
Okay. So now you'll take your... And you want to make sure it says 0 when you look through here. And here's your little screwdriver to hit the adjustment, wherever the heck it is.
Okay.
Hit the it's underneath here. Okay, so then you can adjust it so that you know it's at 0, so you know it's reading correctly. Okay, so here you get your colostrum on there, put your colostrum here, put your cover down, and you take a look right through here, and it will tell you a number.
Okay.
And now on that app, and that's a free app, so you just go get it.
Okay. What's the app name again?
SCCL.
SCCL. Okay.
SCCL.
Okay.
The number to remember is usually about 4 liters on that top one a day.
Okay. And then
That's-
30 for the bottom.
And then on the bottom, 25 to 30. I know guys who use 25. I know guys who use 30.
Okay.
The cheapskates use 25.
Yeah.
I don't blame them because that stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive, but it keeps calves going.
So I mean, we've definitely, well, and we've more been talking about it just because of the wanting to make sure that they're getting that really good start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different products on the market, and a couple of those products beat the price of my product by a lot. But I don't think anybody can beat the quality of that Alta product. It's called Calf's Choice, and it really works well. There's 2 products. One is called Bronze, and one is called Gold. And the product that I recommend is the Bronze, just because it's got a little higher fat content. You'll see guys with using embryo transfers, and on their embryo calves, they might use the Gold. I don't see a need for that at this point. I don't have customers doing that, and everybody likes this particular product, and it comes in a tub, so it's less money. We'll see you later. I gotta get running.